Okay, I've now changed form. I've become a disembodied voice thanks to the magic of digital technology. And with that, we will head over to the application and have a look at Submittable. What you will see before you is the Office of Arts and Culture Submittable page, and it might look slightly different in your view of it. At time of recording here, the call has not yet gone live, so there are a few items that will have hyperlinks to them that will be slightly different than what you will see here. Presumably, if you are watching this video, you navigated to the Arts of King Street Station webpage or the Hope Corps webpage already, but perhaps you haven't. Perhaps you came through it through our newsletter, you found us on YouTube. So two ways to find this call or to find Submittable is to go to our respective web pages where this can be found. There are two places to do that. And that first one is Arts at King Street Station, the Seattle.gov page for Arts at King Street Station. Unfortunately, at time of recording, the call is not yet live. So if I were to go to this page, it wouldn't give you a very good example of how to find the call or the Submittable portal, rather, the link to that. It's not there yet, but this is the website you would go to. It would bring you to the page. You'd scroll down and looking for information about it. You'd see this video embedded there. You would see links to click to sign up, RSVP rather, for our online workshops on the various dates. You might see the guidelines there, and there toward the bottom, most likely you will see the link to click on and go to Submittable. The same applies to Hope Corps. So here's where you would go there. Again, this page is it's not yet live on the page, but if you were to click on that page, this is what you would see. Once clicking to Submittable, you will it will bring you to a logon page. Now I'm already logged on here, so I'm not going to go through the sign up process, but it's pretty straightforward, similar to other websites you may have signed up, created an account on rather. You'll click sign up right here, and you'll go through the process, and pretty straightforward. You'll have an account just like that. And once you do, you can log on and begin the process. Now, if you are applying at a time where the Office of Arts and Culture may have multiple grant options open, you may see something a little bit different than this page. It may be a more general Office of Arts and Culture page where you would scroll down to the bottom and you would see this call, other calls listed, and you'll just make sure if this is the call you're interested in applying to, that you click on the call for Downtown Activations and Exhibitions 2026. And here you can see already marked this call ends June 3rd, 2025 at 5 p.m. Pacific. Okay, so some of the material we've already covered in the slide, or in the presentation rather, is already here. And so you'll see that again, just if you need a refresher, our general guidelines, unifying theme. And as we scroll down here, you will see the first bit I'll draw your attention to. Again, Kate Fernandez's email is there if you have any need for assistance or you have any questions. And then these links will be live. We always, again, strongly encourage you to familiarize yourself with the guidelines so you can really ingest sort of what this call is all about, giving yourself the best opportunity to really answer and address sort of what the call is about in the best way that you can. If you prefer Word document versions of the different calls, then you can download those there if you like to work offline for part of it. For King Street Station and for the gallery or exhibition space in particular, there is a floor plan layout and some information about the facility, the hours, that sort of thing, space dimensions, that sort of thing. We also have a list there of different tech equipment that we have on hand for your use, free of charge. And then the last thing is that scoring criteria page that I mentioned that goes into a little bit more detail about how the panelists rather, will be scoring your proposal before taking it onto seeing how it will fit in with the larger curation of the call in general. So that's a great way to familiarize yourself so that when you're going through the questions which align with these criteria, you can really make sure that you're speaking to each of these points. Some important notices about tech. if you're interested in how the city handles your private information, here's another link about that. You can go there and it talks about how the city handles that. Similar to what I mentioned previously, here are the eligibility requirements. And if you meet all of those, you get to click yes and go forward. If you have questions or if you're not able to answer yes, then if you click no, you'll see that the application changes. But we encourage you, if you have any questions, to reach out and talk to Kate. See if the eligibility, if you are eligible, rather. And what you're seeing here is sort of the active side of the application, that when you click on things, it will change the nature of the application going forward. And that's branching for those new to the terminology. I know I was when I first started going through these applications, but as we branch to different options, the application beneath changes according to our response. And so, as you can see here, you have the option if you're applying as an individual, community, an organization, community group rather, an organization, that if I click on it, it will change what happens below. For an individual, pretty straightforward, your name, your contact info. For a community group, what we'll be looking for is the name of the group, collective, what have you, and then the point of contact from that group who we're going to be in contact with if we have questions or to report on the status of your application once reviews are completed. So that's one thing you will notice. And then the application heads into narrative questions. This area is really just giving us the general background that you're bringing to this application: lived experience, educational, professional. Just get a sense of your ability to carry out your proposed activation or exhibition, and speaking to your collective accomplishments if you're part of a group, and really just a sense. This would take place of a CV, and then if your background informs your work, I give you a chance to sort of share how. The other important piece, if you haven't applied to any of our applications before, you'll notice that there are different options for how you can respond. Two different options. The first, again, if you are responding to the question in a written format, you click on it. There's a dialog box for you to write directly into or to copy paste into. The other option is audio or video format. You'll see there each question has a time limit or a word maximum. And the other thing you will notice here, if you're applying, you be using the audio video format, is that there are a certain array of file formats that are accepted. So please make sure that whatever audio or video content you are uploading here meets these guidelines so it will work. And the other thing we want to say is, particularly with the audio video format, is we're really not looking for a highly produced thing. We're not looking for a professional podcast level or video short film with sound with visual effects and soundtrack. We're not looking for anything highly produced. What this is about is to provide you the option to respond, in the way that you feel you best express yourself. And so that might be in written format and that might be audio video, but if it is audio video, really it's just, hey, I can set my phone up, I can hit record, I can express myself, I can communicate, I can answer this question, I can stop recording. As long as I'm within the 2-minute time maximum, I can upload it directly there. I don't need to edit it any more beyond that. Again, I'm not looking for polished. We're just hoping to give you the best option that you feel represent yourself, rather. The next section is the concept of the project itself. What are you proposing? Again, you'll see that this branches here, whether it's an exhibition at King Street Station, an outdoor activation, you will have different questions below that appear. For the sake of this tutorial, let's go ahead and just do an exhibition. You will want to give a working title. Again, if you are selected for funding, you will have the option to change your title, but giving us a working title is giving us something to go on there. And again, you'll see these options here for how you would like to respond. First question being about the overview of your concept. What are you hoping that people will experience? What are you hoping to achieve? Like, what approach will you take to achieve having that experience for people? How does it speak to the theme? How is it uniquely suited to the proposed site or the neighborhood? And then you'll probably already notice that some of these questions, the headings, correspond with the criteria that the panelists will be reviewing. So this is a really great chance to just check back, make sure that the answer to your questions here corresponds with, I've answered all the criteria points, I've really spoken to them, and I really feel like, yes, I've done my best ability to show and demonstrate the fullness of my project, how thoughtful I've been around each of these questions, and how that correlates or corresponds rather with the criteria that it's going to be reviewed under. And you'll see here, if you have a question about any of these questions even, what does this mean? What are you asking for here? Feel free to reach out if it doesn't feel as straightforward as we hope it is. But again, some of the things I mentioned earlier. Next section is about logistics. This is a chance to tell us about the medium, the tech you might need. You'll see here that there are a few options we give you here, right? And you can select all that apply. The last option, if none of these, again, as we said before, we can't imagine all of the possibilities that you might imagine. Maybe what you're proposing does fit in one of these or several of these categories. However, perhaps it does not. And so we've left you the option, if what you're doing is something beyond what we've offered here, to tell us a little bit about it. And questions about, number of participants who will be involved, the tech you will need. In this particular case, you'll see with the option that I chose as an exhibition, this is speaking directly to the exhibition, the space that we would that you were asking for within the gallery or within that King Street Station space on the third floor, on the top floor. And then, approximate number of dimensions of objects, just details, if you will, about what you will be. And this is, example of the exhibition branching. There will be different questions in some of these spaces around installation or activation. Selecting all the months you are available, as you'll see, again, for exhibitions, those are starting in March. There will be a different set of months depending on what you are applying to, whether that's an installation, whether that is an activation. You'll see different sets here. And then the proposed budget here. One of the things that you will see here, one of the documents that will also be provided is a budget worksheet for the exhibitions. And it's really just for those of you who would like the assistance in thinking through how much your proposal might cost you. It's an option for you to think about that. You don't have to turn in the worksheet with your application. Really, we're looking for what is the total requested award you're asking for. And then a little bit of breakdown here, like just the primary budget line items. So you don't have to break it all down, but how are you breaking down this total amount so we have a sense? And you can see an example is provided here, but if you have any further questions about this, you can feel free to reach out. And in this case, if it's an exhibition, you can reach out directly to me. So here's my information, or Kate, or any number of us could answer that question. So that is that. Again, you don't have to turn into the budget worksheet. It's just a tool for you to use as you see fit. Next, we get down to the work samples. I spoke a little bit about this. This is the formula we're using for how the panelists will review your work samples, how much time they give to each. And I want to emphasize this as well. The limit is 5 minutes. And we have a formula here for how that breaks down for number of pages, for number of minutes in the video. If you provide us a link to a website, this is how our reviewers are going to handle the information. So if you have a 30-minute short film, we're going to watch the first 5 minutes of it, unless you've indicated another 5 minutes somewhere else in the film you'd like us to see. If you provide us a link and we ask that you only give us, if, for example, one of the 10 things that you upload is on each page is a PDF with a link to a website. Just note that we'd ask that you only have one link per PDF, and that when we go to said website, this is how that breaks down. So in years past, we've had wonderful individuals who just feel the need to give us 10 different links to different websites. As you see here, the difficulty of that is if a panelist were to click on one of those links, this is how they're going to use their 5 minutes. It breaks down as such. So unfortunately, that means the other links you may have provided don't get reviewed, right? Unless you detail, hey, I've given you this URL, please only look at this image on the website. Generally, this is how it breaks down. And to be honest with you, if you're going to provide us a link, the best option is probably one link to rule them all, and just give us that link, and that will be how we review. And just trust in that 5 minutes worth of your content, of your work sample, that you're being reviewed by some amazing folks who will understand what you're going for with that one link rather than the 40 links that you've provided in that one PDF. And again, we ask that you don't do that. Don't do that, please. Just one link. Again, just from an equity standpoint, 5 minutes is our limit. So there's no way really that to work around that. So really be conscious of, okay, it's really going to be 5 minutes, no matter how I try to like do this work sample submission. It's 5 minutes. 5 minutes is 5 minutes. So really be like curate that 5 minutes for us. Be really intentional because it's not going to be longer than 5 minutes. There's no way that the panelists are accidentally going to stumble over like 14 links that you've provided. It's just not going to happen. So give us the 5 minutes that you feel best represents, and just trust in it. It'll be enough for us to see. And again, file format types, check it out here. Here's the different options. Again, you'll just acknowledge that, hey, if for whatever reason I haven't given instruction, I've given you more material, I've given you a 30-minute long film, for example, short film, I understand that if I haven't given instruction about it, then this is how the panelists will take their review. And then here are the demographic questions around this. Just a little, please read carefully through this. And excuse me, see what this is all about. And yeah, that will be kind of heading towards the end of the application. If you have any questions around there, that's feel free to contact us. One thing we recommend, Submittable does autosave, but if for whatever reason you feel like, you know what, let me just make sure I'm saving, let me just scroll down to the bottom here, hit save, and it shall save as you will have the power. And so yeah, feel free to save as often as you can. Just, you never know. So definitely feel free to do that. Again, Submittable does periodically autosave. So if you're, you like to live on the edge a little more, you like to kind of let that happen in the background, totally fine. Either way, once you have completed your application, and again, this allows you to sort of go in, come back as needed. But once you're done, you can, oh, look, last save 7 minutes ago. See, 7 minutes, a whole long time there. So, yeah, there's another option if you feel you need that. Okay, I've said enough about that. Apply is what you will finally do. And that will be all the hard work, all the thought you've put into this. The moment has come, and it is well before June 3rd at 5 p.m. Pacific. I have no doubt, as far in advance as you possibly can muster, you will hit apply, and it will be accepted up until June 3rd, 5 p.m. Pacific. This apply button will work. If it is 5:01, this button is no longer your friend. And so, we're sorry. It's just the way it is. And sadly, it won't work. So we know, we trust, we believe that well before that time, you will hit this button. And what a great feeling that will be. You did it. It's done. It was a process, but you did it. You are now free to You gave it your best shot. You gave it, you communicated your vision, and gave it your all. And now it will be reviewed on the timeline that we stated above. And in September, you will hear back. So that is what it'll be. And if you're chosen, the process will begin from there. So excited to read your applications, to dream a future with you, and to hear how this theme has inspired your proposal for art, for activations, for exhibitions, for installations in 2026, all over downtown Seattle. So rather in the neighborhoods I specified, to be more specific, in the neighborhoods specified. So we welcome your proposal. If you again have any questions about proposal, about the call, about the application process, about the spaces, if you want to come down and visit, check them out, speak to us about the particular space that you're interested in, rather, feel free. We are here. So all the best, wishing you the best, and we'll see you on the other side.